Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this is your final review for the midterm. This is your best bet to do well on it. Let's take a look at what we got here and go from there, okay? So, first one says, state the distance between the points, -2, 1, -4, 3. Here's your x1, y1, x2, y2. This will be on the formula sheet. I'm not going to give, you have to, go and look at the formula sheet and figure out what distance formula is. So now I'm plugging things in. Let's see here, -4 minus -2. Squared plus 3 minus 1 squared. That becomes plus 2, so we get -2 squared plus 2 squared. 4 plus 4, square root of 8, which gives us, we can break that down to √4 times √2 to √2. Okay. If it's a multiple choice test, you can throw in your calculator like we talked about for the algebra standards part. Number 2, midpoint. Again, here's your formula. You have to find that on your formula sheet. x1, y1, x2, y2. Throwing everything right in here. -2 plus 4 divided by 2. 5 plus -2 divided by 2. 2 over 2. 3 over 2. 1 comma 1, 1 comma 1.5 or 1 comma 1.5, however you want to look at it. Okay? Cool. Number 3, solve for x. This is a angle addition postulate, the two small things after the big thing. So 3x minus 6 plus 2x plus 1 equals 65. 3x and 2x is 5x. -6 plus 1 is -5. I can add 5 over. Divide. Get 14. Okay, if you plug it back in, you'll get your answer as well, but if it just tells you to solve for x, you're good. Number 4 is basically the same problem, but instead of angles, it's segments. So this plus this equals that. (3x and 4x is 7x, 4 and 2 is 6. Subtract 6 over. 7x equals 49. X equals 7. Okay. Next one, 5. If the area of a circle is 64 pi inches squared, then the circumference is, well, here's area, pi r squared. So 64 pi equals pi r squared. Pi's cancel out. Your r is 8. Well, if I plug it back in over here, then I get 2 times pi times 8 is just 16 pi. Again, all of these formulas are on your formula sheet. Just use it. Okay, please use it. Given the circle with 2 intersecting chords, find the length is represented as x. This is also on your formula sheet. It's your piece of chord times piece of chord equals piece of chord times piece of chord. 4x equals 56. 7 times 8 is 56. And then divide by 4. X equals 14. Okay. Find the area of the following. Well, it's half of a circle. So I'm going to do pi r squared. Now my radius in this case is 4.5 squared. But then because it's half a circle, I'm going to do times 1/2. So this is a little bit of work right here with the calculator. Sorry, it's one of these ones, but it's hard to see. 3.14 times 4.5 squared times 0.5, or we divide it by 2. 31.79. Feet squared. Okay, all calculator work. Inscribed angle, the inside angle is 1/2 of the outside. So I can do 4x times the inside by 2, set equal to the outside. 2 times 4x is 8x, equals x plus 35. Subtract x over, 7x equals 35. X equals 5. Now we're in good shape. Okay, on to the back. Okay, so 2 lines cutting through your circle here. It's the outside minus the inside. I believe this is 155. Sorry, I got cut off. It's 1/2 outside minus inside equals the inside. So I can times the other side by 2. Okay, subtract 80 over. 155 minus 80 gives you 75. Add the x over. X equals 75. looking good. Okay, and you can play around with that. This formula is also on your formula sheet. Number 10, what's the equation of the falling circle? Here is your equation. Okay, so you have to figure out what your center is. Now my center in this one is, let's see here, 2, 0. So it's x minus 2 squared plus y squared equals, my radius is 3. It's going up 3, down 3, right 3, left 3. So 3 squared is 9. Looking good so far. If you have any questions on any of this, please feel free to ask. Two sides of a triangle are 4 inches and 5 inches. What must the third side form to be a right triangle? Okay. So here's 4 and 5. Okay. Third side must be, let's see here, x squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. So we got x squared plus 16 equals 25. Subtract that over. Square root it. It's a 3, 4, 5. There you go, 3 inches. Looking good. Solve for x. You could do the same thing here. You can do Pythagorean theorem, but if you remember, this is a 45, 45, 90 because this is a square. So it's 5, 5, 5 root 2. Okay. Just remember that x root 2 problem. Or you could do this. 25 plus 25 equals x squared. X squared equals 50. And then when you square root it, you get 25 times 2. You would still get 5 root 2. However you want to look at it. Okay? Just a few more. Write out the trig ratios using x as the reference angle. So for here, sine of x, this is your opposite. Here's your adjacent. Here's your hypotenuse. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So 5 over 13. Cool. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 12 over 13. And then tangent is opposite over adjacent, which is 5 over 12. Okay, there's your trig ratios. Sweet. The one down here, 14. Okay, solve for x using trig ratios. Here's your angle. This is opposite. This is hypotenuse. So O and H is sine. Sine of 43 degrees equals x over 17. Solve for x, multiply both sides by 17. So, if I'm doing this, make sure I'm in degree mode, which I am in this problem. We'll remind you for the test. 17 times sine 43, 11.59. Okay. Use Pythagorean theorem convex to prove the following lengths form a right acute or obtuse triangle. So we're doing 9 squared plus 12 squared, see if it equals 15 squared. Okay, so 9 squared plus 12 squared, and then 15 squared is 225 equals 225. That's a right triangle if they equal each other. Your next one, 12 squared plus 13 squared, see if it equals 15 squared. Okay. We got 313 is larger than 225. Because your a squared plus b squared is larger, this is acute. And finally, 5 squared plus 6 squared, see if it equals 10 squared. 25 plus 36, 61 is less than 100. Because my c squared is larger, this is obtuse. Okay. I think you have to know that one, like those three. I know Pythagorean theorem is given to you, but I don't know if the converse is given to you, so please be aware of that. Okay, and lastly, find the measure of the missing angle of the right triangle. Here's your angle. This is opposite. This is hypotenuse. I'm trying to find an angle here. So O and H is sine. Sine of x equals 19 over 24. This is the one time when you hit second sine in your calculator. So we're doing second sine, 19 divided by 24, 52.3. Okay. degrees. And you got your answer. So that about sums it up. I promise you guys, if you know everything on this paper, you will get an A on this midterm. Okay, you'll be in good shape. But study this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask Mrs. Long or myself. Okay, and as always, keep up the good work and good luck. We are all counting on you.